Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Here to bring you today's high school varsity boys soccer contest as part of the 2022 MIAA Division I State Tournaments Round of 32. Today's contest pits the hosting second-seeded St. John's High School Pioneers against the visiting 31st-seeded Brookline High School Warriors. The Warriors taking care of business in the preliminary round a couple days ago against 34th-seeded Medford by a final score of 3-0, but now they face one of the best teams in the state, second-ranked St. John's. It's the number 2 seed against the defending state champs. Should make for a good one here today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And thank you to everyone who tuned into my earlier stream of the girls' soccer round of 32 contest between 7th-seeded Brookline and 26th-seeded Woburn, as the Warriors took care of business at home earlier this afternoon by a final score of 3-1. And now here we are to see how the boys will fare. Remember, as always, if you enjoy this live stream, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. The girls' soccer team is advancing to the round of 16 on Wednesday. And who knows, if Brookline pulls off a huge upset here, I might have another round of 16 contest on the docket. Subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for all my upcoming live streams. And as always, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat, whether you're a fan of Brookline or St. John's. If you notice any technical difficulties with my stream, please let me know. It might be something I don't notice on my end, and it could always be helpful. If you notice me mispronouncing anyone's names, or if there's someone out on the field who I don't have the jersey number for, especially around the playoffs, that can sometimes lead to an issue. You know, you have call-ups from the JV and freshman teams for the playoffs, and, you know, sometimes I don't have their numbers. So I always welcome the help. And then, of course, if there's anything you'd like to say, you just want to say, go Brookline, or go St. John's, or shout out your favorite player, or maybe you want to say where you're tuning in from. You know, any kind of fun stuff you want to say in the live chat, I encourage you to do so. We got a little less than 5 minutes left on the pregame clock here at Pioneer Field. I'm going to run down the rosters as quickly as I can in these last 4 minutes and change. First, let's start off with 31st-seeded Brookline. Going in order of jersey number, first off, a senior number 1, Liam Sheldon. A junior number 2, Gabriel Spaggett. A senior number 3, Ethan Ghosh. A junior number 4, Jason Rabat. A junior number 5, Oliver Stern. A senior number 6, Marco Chernychev. A junior number 7, Danny Dokov. A senior number 8, Ellery Nisler. A freshman number 9, Nico Liteplo. A senior co-captain number 10, Toshiki Kobayashi. A junior number 11, Eamon Boschel. A senior co-captain number 12, Julian Gravro. A junior number 13, Henry Ames. A senior number 14, Taj Horowitz. A sophomore number 15, A. Sebastian Cuervo. A senior co-captain number 16, Max Luby. A sophomore number 17, Grady Ames. A senior number 18, Sam King. A senior co-captain number 19, Oscar Kulkarni. A junior number 22, Liam Alcalay. A freshman number 23, Max Dalbianco. A freshman number 24, Wallace Lawrence. A senior number 25, Zaid Al-Fakuri. A senior number 26, Nico Sever-Walter. A sophomore number 27, Jack Fitzgerald. a senior number 28, Roham Paslar, and a junior number 99, Jackson McGee. Head coach of the Brookline High boys soccer team is Kyle Bolu-Jones, with assistant coach Chad Pelton. And we've already got our first shout out in the live chat from Matin Niktaj, go Jack Fitzgerald. Got about 2.5 minutes left on the pregame clock. Let's quickly go through the roster for St. John's. Senior number 2 and the goalie, Connor Lyons. A senior number 3, Gregory Kovacs. A sophomore, number 4, Gabriel Devaney. A sophomore, number 5, Jackson Dorazio. A senior, number 6, Matthew Bergquist. A senior, number 7, Jorgo Caramello. A senior, number 8, Juan Esteban Hincapi. A junior, number 9, Adrian Subchak. A senior, number 10, Matthew Morin. A senior, number 11, Benjamin Sorrow. A senior, number 12, Matthew Larkin. A sophomore, number 13, Drew Luoto. A sophomore, number 14, Daniel Lau. A senior, number 15, Francis Devaney. A senior, number 16, Mark Awad. A junior, number 12, Matthew DeHoratius. A junior, number 18, Owen Enos. A junior, number 19, Liam Hennigan. A sophomore, number 20, John Paul Devaney. A sophomore, number 21, William Baltas. A sophomore, number 22, Tyler Gladu. A freshman, number 23, Hrishikesh Kulkarni. A freshman, number 24, Nathaniel Jastrab. A senior goalkeeper, James Benestad. And a junior goalkeeper, Justin Sullivan. Head coach of the St. John's boys soccer team is Kurt Swanbeck, with assistant coaches Stephen Devaney, Russ Harris, and Griffin Swedberg, and team manager and senior Langston Pearson. So that is the roster for the second-seeded St. John's Pioneers. As we get ready to get this one going, just seconds left on the pregame clock. They're probably going to announce starting lineups and give us the national anthem. And then we'll be ready to get this one underway.
Good afternoon and welcome to Pioneer Field for today's MIAA Soccer Round of 32 playoff game between the Brookline Warriors and the host, St. John's Pioneers. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA, school, or security official. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand. We thank you for your service to our country. Now we invite all to stand and remove their hats for our national anthem.
That was the playing of our national anthem. In our live chat, I see a member of last year's state championship team, Tyler Mahoney, simply saying LFG, boys. You see the Warriors huddling here on the left side in their white jerseys, their blue outline jersey numbers, and their signature bleach blonde playoff hair. Looks like we're not going to get starting lineups here today as St. John's takes the field in their red jerseys with white jersey numbers. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure who is in net for the Pioneers. For now, I'm going to guess that it is James Benestad until someone corrects me. The Warriors now taking the field. They'll be playing from the right side, which is actually pretty important because, as I'm sure you guys have heard off my mic, it is a rather windy day out here in Shrewsbury. You know, it's a warm day for November, but there is strong winds gusting through. We actually had a few drops of rain before the game. And here's hoping that won't continue, but primarily the wind is blowing from my right to my left. Also blowing from the near to the far side of the field, so that could have a big impact on how things go here today. The Pioneers with the opening possession of the first half. And we got some stadium lights on as it's a dark, cloudy afternoon here. I see number 19, Liam Hennigan, ready to get us underway, and here we go. Pass goes back to number 12, Matthew Larkin, sends it out to the far side, and they send it back to their back line. Swung all the way out to the near side. They send it up the line to number 7, Jorgo Caramello. Pass skips past a target, and that one's off the mark, almost taken away by A. Sebastian Cuervo, but recovered by number 10, Matthew Morin. This pass broken up by Toshiki Kobayashi, but it will stay St. John's ball. Number 9, Adrian Sobchak throwing it in. Sobchak throws it in down the near side. Hennigan trying to fight his way through, knocked out of bounds, stays Pioneer ball. Another throw-in, tapped back, now launched into the box, but the defense does its job, boxes out as Jackson McGee takes that one and punts it away. This one bouncing along. Loose ball is taken by Taj Horowitz. His pass goes to Danny Dokov, who lifts it towards the box. Offsides called on Brookline. Brookline generating a bit of pressure there, their first time with the ball, but called for offsides. Pioneers working the ball. It's knocked away by Horowitz, taken by Cuervo, passed up to Julian Gravero, but he ran out of room. And that one is taken away by number 2, Connor Lyons. Sends it back to the keeper, James Benestad. Benestad boots it up the far side. It's corralled, I believe, by number 12, Larkin. Passed back and sent all the way back to Benestad, back out to the near side. Long kick up the near side. And battling with it, I believe this is Hennigan. Hennigan off to the races. Hennigan still going. Hennigan kicked it too far ahead of himself, and that's going to be a goal kick for Brookline. You can hear those harsh winds blowing out here at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Mass. As Jackson McGee launches this one across midfield, goes off ahead. And that's going to be a foul call as Dokov went over the back there. Lyons swings the free kick quickly out to the near side. It's sent up the line. Dribbling towards the middle now, tripped up, and a foul again called on Brookline as Larkin got tripped up there. Pioneers setting up for the free kick from about the 31-yard line of the football field. Free kick sailing in, and it's caught out of the air by McGee. McGee punts it. Goes off ahead the wrong way, but it's going to be kept in bounds and kicked up the line. Kicked down and kicked away by Cuervo, now off ahead. Downed, passed over to number 6, Matthew Bergquist. Bergquist's kick is deflected out of bounds by Cuervo. Throw in now coming from, I believe, number 11, Ben Sorrow. And again, knocked out of bounds off of Cuervo. Sorrow throwing it in once again. Throw in is tapped back, almost stolen, but taken right back by number 10, Matthew Morin. It's knocked out of bounds, and it stays with St. John's. Sorrow throws it in. Collected by Hennigan. Hennigan's attempted crosser is deflected out of bounds by Cuervo. That is going to bring a corner kick for the Pioneers. Jorgo Caramello getting ready to launch this corner kick. The wind is blowing. Caramello the kick, and the wind curved that one away from a potential header, and that is going to be Brookline ball. Like I said, the wind's going to play a factor today. Throw in. Bounces past Toshiki Kobayashi. Taken away by the Pioneers. A scrum for the ball, and they call another foul on Brookline, as it appears Nico Sever-Walter got a little too physical with the defense. Caramello lining up for the free kick from about the 16-yard line of the football field, so a pretty close free kick. Caramello's goal walled off by the wall of defenders. Pops it high in the air. It is downed, kicked away, I believe, by Horowitz. Kicked up field, and Horowitz swoops in and takes the ball. Taj Horowitz on the counterattack, sending a long leading pass for Gravro, just barely broken up and kicked out of bounds by number 3, Gregory Kovacs. Brookline saying, hey, you can't take us for granted. We can launch a counterattack when the opportunity arises. Throw in into the box, deflecting. Kobayashi almost swooped in and took that one, but instead Benestad rifles it back in. Kick is deflected, downed by Boschel. Pass back, Dokov manages to kick it up to Kobayashi. Kobayashi can't kick it along, but it's recovered by Dokov. Dokov launching it into the box, headed away by Lyons, and recovered. Pass back to Sorrow. Sorrow kicks it up for Caramello, but it's taken by Boschel. Pass to Cuervo. Pass misses Kobayashi, kicked away. Taken by Larkin. Now passed up to, I believe that's Hennigan. Hennigan coming up the far side, fakes, sends in the crosser, walled off by Cuervo. Hennigan recovers, but now it's kicked away. That's going to be another corner kick for the Pioneers. In the live chat, we've got a shout out for Oscar Kulkarni from Gloucestershire, the United Kingdom. Corner kick coming in. Comes in low, deflects. Barely grabbed at the line by Jackson McGee. Oh my gosh. The long punt from McGee after a very clutch save. Lyons kicks it away, but it's taken by Dokov. Dokov dribbling along, passes it back, launched in the air by, I believe, Ethan Gauche. And it's taken off one hop by Benestad. Benestad rifles it in to Bergquist, who passes it back to Sorrow. Sorrow up to Bergquist. Bergquist sending it up the near side. Hennigan had it for a second, but it's taken away by Ellery Nisler. Pass intercepted by Larkin. Larkin lifts it down the near side. Kept in bounds. Dribbling. Gets around one defender, but not two, but draws the foul on Brookline. Was that a foul in the box? This might be a PK chance for the Pioneers. And in fact, it will be a PK chance for the Pioneers. Yorgo Caramello taking this PK for the Pioneers. It's Caramello against McGee. At 31 minutes and 14 seconds left in the half. Caramello trying to get the first score of the game. There's the whistle. Shot saved by McGee, loose ball, and he kicks in the rebound. A brilliant save by Jackson McGee, but Caramello hustled for the rebound, and St. John's takes the 1-0 lead over Brookline in the 9th minute. A tough break for the Warriors.
Number 7, Yorgo Caramello in the 9th minute.
Now Brookline getting it started. Gravro passes back to Dokov. Sent back to Oscar Kulkarni. Kulkarni lifts it. And Sorrow, no, not Sorrow, that's Lyons who booted that one away. Ball is deflected upfield. The wind keeps it in bounds as it's headed back and forth. And Sorrow touched that one last, and that will be Brookline ball. Kulkarni throws it in. Gravro gets it back to Kulkarni, trying to dribble through. Ball deflects, rolls out of bounds, and now it's going to be St. John's ball. Throw in from Sorrow. Deflects. Booted up in the air by, I believe, Morin. Hennigan collects it. Pass back to Bergquist. Swung across to, I believe, number 18, Owen Enos. Now Larkin sends it back to Kovacs. Across to Sorrow. Sorrow, a long leading kick. No offsides called. Broken up at the last second by Sever Walter. This will be another corner kick for the Pioneers as Caramello sets up. Kick comes in low and is knocked out of the box by Cuervo. High launching kick from Sorrow. Curves wide and was high anyway. And so this will be a goal kick for Brookline. McGee boots this one. Cross midfield. Off ahead, downed by Cuervo. Pass to Bochelle, now across to Kulkarni. Nice head fake to keep the ball. Passes back to Nisler. Nisler kicks it across midfield. Headed down by Sorrow. Kicked in the air by Dokov. Into the air. Sorrow chasing after it. Pressure from Gravro. Sorrow manages to kick it up the line. Get it to Bergquist. Bergquist taps it back to Kovacs. Kovacs swings it out to the far side as it's kicked up the line. Hennigan chasing after it, but the wind is going to blow that one out of bounds. Cuervo now with the ball. Dribbling, passing to the near side to Kulkarni. Kulkarni sending it up the line to Horowitz. Horowitz didn't get that pass off the way he wanted. Taken by Bergquist. Passed back to Sorrow. Up to Bergquist. Now passed back from Morin to Sorrow. Now to the middle to Enos. Poked loose by Dokov, but recovered by Enos. Pass to Morin. Now up to Caramello. Back to Morin. Morin swings it across to Larkin. Larkin sending it out to the far side. Dribbling, passing it back. Now lifted all the way to the near side. Bergquist trying to keep it in bounds. He does. Gets it back to Sorrow. Sorrow stolen away by Horowitz. Horowitz off to the races again, and his leading kick way too far. Might have jumped the gun on that pass as it's scooped up by Benestad. Rifles this one into Lyons. Sends it up the far side. Sent up further to Larkin, now sent back. Passed back to Lyons. Swung over to Kovacs. Kovacs passes it up. Caramello had it for a second, and now the foul on Caramello as he trips up Kulkarni. Nisler taking the free kick. Launches this one high. Off the head of Kovacs, and Bergquist cannot keep this one in bounds. And this will be Brookline ball. We got a substitution checking in for Brookline number 5, Oliver Stern, replacing Taj Horowitz. Throw in to Gravro. Gravro turning around, lost control of the ball, it's out of bounds. Sorrow throws it in back to Kovacs. Kovacs sends it out to the far side. Long kick, knocked away by Kulkarni. Stern chased it down, pass across to Gravro. Gravro now passes it to the near side to Kulkarni. Kulkarni dribbling, pass to the middle to Gravro. Gravro, kick walled off by Enos. Recovered by Larkin, pass up to Hennigan. Hennigan dribbling down the far side against Gauche. Hennigan turns around, passes it back. Dribbling with it. Launches a kick, and that one is going to miss high off the foot of number 9, Adrian Sobchak. This will be a goal kick for McGee. We are 15 minutes into this one. Pioneers lead the Warriors 1-0 off the goal from Yorgo Caramello. This one off the head of Gravro. Going all the way down, and Benestad is just going to let that one roll out of bounds. Lyons dribbling with it. Kicks it across to Sorrow as that pass got slowed up by this intense wind as it's passed back to Kovacs. Now to the far side, off the mark, stolen away. Quick pass walled off by Lyons. Almost a costly turnover there for St. John's as Bergquist now working it up the near side. His pass intercepted by Kulkarni. Quick pass to the middle to Cuervo. Now to Dokov. Dokov lifting this one high. Gravro might have timed it, but Benestad comes in and snags it. Rolls it into Kovacs. Pass to Sorrow. Sorrow dribbling up the near side. Pass up, misses. Taken away by Brookline. Nisler passes to the middle to Cuervo. Cuervo up to Gravro. Dumped it for nobody, and it's taken back by Enos, who passes it back to Bergquist. Bergquist lifts it high. almost kept in bounds by Larkin, but not quite. Quick throw in is tapped along to Gravro. Gravro couldn't fight through Sobchak, but it's recovered. I believe that is Wally Lawrence, who passes it back. Swung over to Bochelle. Bochelle taps it, nobody there. Now Caramello gives it back to Sorrow, up to Enos, to the near side Caramello. Pass walled off by Kulkarni. This will be a Pioneer throw-in. And we've got another shout out for Oscar Kulkarni from Gloucestershire, United Kingdom. Throw in to Hennigan, and that's going to be a foul on Kulkarni. St. John's moving it along as we have the I believe chant going in my live chat, which I absolutely love. Kovacs dribbling with it. Passes it up to Bergquist. Bergquist tries to tap it along, broken up by Kulkarni. Gets the ball to Dokov. Dokov dribbling, sends a pass across to Bochelle. Now over to Kulkarni. Kulkarni turns around, looking, pass through the middle to Dokov, tapped over for Cuervo. Cuervo up the middle to Gravro. Gravro back to Kulkarni. Kulkarni lifts it. Lawrence trying to crash, but it is taken again by Benestad. Rifled up the field to Larkin. Pass now to Sobchak. Sobchak dribbling towards the middle. Swings a pass over to Sorrow. Sorrow up the field to Caramello. Further up. Stolen away from Bergquist, and Stern kicks it upfield to Cuervo. Over to Dokov. Dokov fending off the pressure, and a foul is going to be called on Morin. I think we have a substitution coming in now for Brookline. Number 10, Toshiki Kobayashi, re-enters the game, replacing Oscar Kulkarni. Nico Sever-Walter waiting for the go-ahead to take this free kick. 21 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock here in the first half. St. John's with the 1-0 lead off the goal from Yorgo Caramello. Sever-Walter boots this. Off a head, off another head, downed by Bergquist. Passed up the field to Hennigan, tapped over for, I believe, Larkin. Larkin decides to send it to the outside to Sobchak. Sent up the line to Hennigan. Hennigan fights his way through the defender, passes Larkin with the ball, and he's cut off and stolen away by the Warriors. Long kick upfield. Lions chasing after it, trying to pass back. Gravro's in there. Gravro gets past the keeper. Oh, he gets tackled within the box, tries to kick it, can't do it. Whistle is blown. This is going to be a foul in the box against the Pioneers. And this is going to be a PK chance for the Warriors. With 20 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock here in the first half, it looks like Julian Gravro is going to try and finish it himself. Julian Gravro against James Benestad. We've seen one goal be scored off a PK play, and now a yellow card being issued. Looks like that is Greg Kovacs given the yellow card for the Pioneers. He will be replaced by number 5, Jackson Durazio. Here we go. Gravro against Benestad. A chance to tie it up. Saved! Benestad made the save and fell on the ball. The St. John's crowd goes crazy after a big PK save by James Benestad. And Brookline has no choice but to just keep trying. Deflecting back and forth, knocked loose by Stern, taken by Bochelle. Bochelle, pass up to Lawrence, to Gravro, tapped in the air. Race for the ball, and it looks like Larkin gonna get there first. Lawrence trying to fight him, but it rolls out the back. That's gonna be a goal kick. As Kovacs checks back into the game, replacing Durazio after serving the yellow card. Two penalty kicks, one from each team, and each one the initial shot was saved by the keeper, as that foul is called on Gravro. The only difference was the rebound, as McGee's save bounced just a little too much out in front of him, while Benestad's save stayed comfortably near him and off to the side. The difference can really just be that sometimes. Sorrow with the ball. Passes up the near side. Knocked out of bounds away from Hennigan. This is going to be St. John's ball. Oh, they're saying it's Brookline ball. And so a substitution able to come in for Brookline. That's Oscar Kulkarni returning to the field, replacing Eamon Bochelle. Throw-in goes to Stern. Stern trying to fight for it. Whistle against Stern. Working it up the far side is Sobchak. Kick up the line is knocked back. Quick throw-in, though. Trying to catch the defense off guard. Pass now goes back to Larkin. Larkin swings it to the middle to Enos. Looking for Morin, but off the mark, and it's stolen away, I believe, by Nisler. Nisler, the long kick upfield. Oh, Lions whiffed on the clear, and Gravro takes it. Gravro gonna hold it and wait for reinforcements. Now he turns around, starts dribbling, still dribbling, sends it across to Stern. Stern couldn't corral it, and it's stolen away by Sorrow. Long pass up to Hennigan, knocked out of bounds by Nisler. Bergquist throws it in back to Sorrow. Sorrow looking around, passes back to Kovacs. Kovacs up the line, sliding deflection by Stern, out of bounds, stays with the Pioneers. Throw in, deflects off of St. John's, out of bounds. Kulkarni throws it into Stern. Stern gets a pass away to Cuervo. Cuervo tripped up, but he manages to get the pass away as Dokov now lifts it high. Race to the ball. Sobchak going to get there first, and he's going to boot it upfield. It stays in bounds. Pass back to Lions now. Lions up the field to, I want to say, Larkin. Long kick. booted away by Kulkarni, taken by Dokov. Dokov, pass across to Stern. Stern lifting it, off ahead, and recovered off the bounce by Benestad. Rifled into Sorrow. Sorrow dribbling with it. Pass for Bergquist, quickly back to Sorrow. Sorrow now lifts one for an open Hennigan. Hennigan trying to pass it to himself, but McGee's going to swoop in and take it off one hop. McGee punts it, taken by Sorrow. Sorrow pass to Bergquist, stays in bounds. Back to Sorrow now. Now upfield deflects off Nisler, and Ghosh boots it away. Off the head of Kovacs and booted away by Lyons. Downed and passed back to Enos. Swung across to Sorrow. Sorrow trying to pass for Hennigan again, this time cut off. Nisler trying to keep it in bounds, but Hennigan steals it. Hennigan with the crosser. Nobody there, but it deflects. Shot saved by McGee. Cuervo clears it out. A prime chance for Larkin, but now it's stolen away by Sobchak. Taken back, Ghosh takes it, boots it out of bounds. And it actually is Brookline ball as a couple of Brookline subs come in. Eamon Boschel and Taj Horowitz return to the field, replacing Oliver Stern. And went out off the other side. That's why I didn't see it. It looks like Lawrence. Again, out of bounds Brookline ball. Throw in for Boschel. Stolen away by Morin. Morin working up the far side. Boschel takes it away, gives it to Dokov. Dokov launches one. Lyons forced to kick it out of bounds. Throw in to Kobayashi, tapped back to Gravro. Gravro sending in a crosser, walled off and booted away by Lyons. Ghosh couldn't keep it in bounds. St. John's ball, quick throw in, kicked away by Sever Walter, taken by Dokov. Dokov lifts this one high, off the head of Sorrow and out of bounds. Horowitz throws it into the box, deflects off a couple of heads and just over the bar. That was almost a wild header goal for Brookline. St. John's trying to move it upfield. That foul is going to be called on Horowitz. Pass goes back to Lyons, now up to Sobchak. Sobchak up the line to Larkin, back to Sobchak. Now Larkin takes it, or no, it rolls out of bounds off Brookline. Throw in, aimed at Hennigan, wrapped up with Sever Walter as that one rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Pioneers. Caramello lining up for another corner. This one comes in off ahead and out of bounds once again. That's going to be a corner on the other side. Caramello, who has the game's only goal so far, lining up for another corner. This one lifted, curving away once again. Again, on a windy day, corner kicks are one of the most highly impacted plays. And you can see that with the ones we've seen so far in this game. Ball is kicked upfield. Chased down by Gauche, kicked out of bounds. Throw in goes back to Enos. Enos sends it back to Sorrow. Sorrow upfield for Bergquist, misses. Taken by Nisler past Kulkarni. Or actually, maybe that was Dokov. Kulkarni working up the near side, gets double teamed. Bergquist keeps it in bounds. Taps it up the field where Morin takes it. Sends it towards the middle, deflects up in the air. A shot misses wide from Caramello. Goal kick for McGee, less than 10 minutes left now in the half. McGee boots this one. Deflected down, taken now by Kobayashi. Kobayashi taps it over to Cuervo, now over to Dokov. Dokov sends it up the middle, deflected. Horowitz fighting for it. Horowitz takes it, pass deflects, now lifted high and booted away by Sorrow. Dokov recovers, passes to Cuervo. Cuervo to the near side to Kulkarni, tries to send it up the line, miscommunication, and Sorrow boots that one out of bounds. Kulkarni throws it in for Gravro. Gravro, it's knocked out of bounds, stays with Brookline. Quick throw in back to Bochel. Bochel kicks it, deflected, off ahead the wrong way. Almost a chance there for Horowitz, but he didn't have the angle on the header. Pass goes across to Sorrow, now back to Kovacs. Kovacs boots this up the far side to Caramello. Now trying to lead for Hennigan. Sever-Walter fighting for it. Sever-Walter just barely deflects it away to Nisler. Nisler sends one, deflects off the head of Lyons and rolls all the way back to Benestad. Now Benestad scoops it up, rifles it into Sobchak. Sobchak dribbling with it, sends a pass off the mark, and Nisler kicks it upfield. Cuervo dribbling with it, passes over to Dokov. Dokov passes it back to Gauche. Gauche lifts it. Downed by Sobchak, handball against Sobchak. A free kick chance for Brookline. Deep in the St. John's end, but remember, the wind is affecting these things. Danny Dokov lining up to take this free kick for the Warriors. He's at about the 16-yard line of the football field. 7 minutes left in the half. Dokov lifts it towards the box, caught out of the air by Benestad. Benestad rolls this one into Bergquist, tap back to Sorrow, upfield. Morin with it, stolen by Bochel, pass through to Horowitz to the middle. Another pass almost gets through from Gravro, but not quite as Sorrow takes it and gets it up to Morin. Morin sends it up the near sideline. Hennigan gets around Nisler. Hennigan charging in. Hennigan, the shot saved by McGee, and he falls on it. Jackson McGee keeping this one a game with another big save. Punts it across midfield. Off the foot of Sobchak, it's taken by Dokov. Dokov kicks it up the line. Pass manages to go back, and a foul is called as they were a little too hard taking out Kobayashi there. Dokov setting up for the free kick. Dokov launches a long one. Horowitz got a foot on it, but couldn't keep it in bounds. Might have been called for offsides anyhow. Number 24, Wally Lawrence, checks back into the game for Brookline, replacing Toshiki Kobayashi. Kicked into Sobchak. Turns around and passes it across to Kovacs. Just over 5 minutes left in the half. Kovacs lifts this one, and that's going to curve out of bounds. Quick throw in. Kicked away by Sobchak. Cuervo kind of whiffed on that one, but it is recovered by Dokov. Dokov kicks it upfield. Horowitz almost had it, but instead it bounces past him and is taken by Benestad. Thrown in to Bergquist. Bergquist passes it, misses Hennigan, and it's taken by Sever Walter, passed up to Cuervo. Cuervo fakes, dribbles upfield, looking around, taps back. Boschel manages to pass it over to Cuervo. Now over to Dokov. Dokov turns around, sends it back to Gauche. Gauche lifts it off the head of Lyons. Now kicked upfield for Hennigan, and a foul called against Sever Walter. This will be a free kick for the Pioneers from about the 35-yard line. Kick from Morin is going to sail wide and out of bounds. McGee boots this one. Deflects off Sobchak and out of bounds. Brookline ball as the wind picks up once again. Throw in for Gravro, and it's knocked out of bounds once again by Sobchak. Another throw in for Brookline. They decide to throw it back to Gauche. Gauche pops it high in the air. Kicked down by Lyons, kicked back off the head of Horowitz the wrong way. Less than 3 minutes left here in the first half. We will soon be in stoppage time. Sobchak with the ball. Sends it across to Kovacs. To the near side to Sorrow, up to Bergquist. Knocked out of bounds, stays with St. John's. Sorrow throws it in. Downed by Nisler, but could not keep it in bounds. And the Pioneers will have a throw in deep in Brookline territory. And we are now officially in stoppage time. Clock frozen at 2 minutes. Only the officials know how much time we have left before the half, as Kovacs comes in to throw this one in. Rifles it into the box. Off ahead, misses wide. It remains a one-score game. McGee boots this one. And it's deflected out of bounds off Sobchak. Lawrence throws it in. Off the head of Horowitz. Horowitz chasing after it. Horowitz cannot keep it in bounds. Goal kick for Benestad, and he quickly sends it into Sorrow. Sorrow boots this one off the head of Kulkarni, taken by Dokov. Dokov fakes, dribbles around. Pass out to the near side to Bochel, sends it along for Kulkarni. Kulkarni turns around, crosser, off ahead into the box, off Gravro's head, but deflected away by the head of Lions. Gravro steals it back. Gravro trying to stay with it. Both players were looking for a foul call there. Instead, swooping in and drawing a trip in the box. Lawrence drew the trip. What are they going to call? Still in stoppage time. The officials are going to confer over this one. And it looks like they're going to give Brookline the corner kick. Brookline wanted another PK chance. Instead, they get the corner. And I believe we have a timeout called. And indeed, it looks like this is a timeout called by Brookline. So hard to tell when it's like a timeout in the middle of stoppage time. And I can see the Brookline faithful in my live chat not happy about that call. So with us in stoppage time in the first half, this might be the last best chance for Brookline to score before the break. After we come out of this one. It's been a wild first half. And give a lot of credit to Brookline. They really don't look like a 31 seed battling a 2 seed. They have kept this game very close. I mean, if not for a great save by James Benestad on a PK chance, and if not for a save that left a juicy rebound off of a PK, then this could easily be the other way. That's what's so crazy about this one. So Danny Dokov lining up to send in the corner. Remember, we've got the wind here, and that's going to be a factor. There's the signal, the kick. This one sails in way high. I'm not sure who kicked that one. It wasn't Dokov. But it is out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick. Couldn't quite see who that corner kick came off of, but now this one booted along. Gauche sends it upfield, sliced into the air by Sorrow, and the wind catches that one. It's deflected up to Horowitz. Horowitz gets a pass through to Kulkarni. Oscar Kulkarni off to the races, but won't have time to press the issue as that is the whistle for halftime. Our score at half: the St. John's Pioneers 1, the Brookline Warriors 0. The lone score of the game so far coming on a putback shot off a PK chance by Yorgo Caramello. So as we head into this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Language Virtual. Language Virtual is a nonprofit organization made by Brookline High School students in order to help other students all over the world. Language Virtual offers free English language lessons online to students around the globe. These lessons are taught by volunteer high school students, many of them from right in Brookline, who are recruited by Language Virtual to teach these ELL lessons through the simplest, most tried and true method of learning a language: conversation. To date, Language Virtual has recruited over 100 teachers to teach over 700 students across more than 10 different countries. And with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, Language Virtual has seen an influx of students of Ukrainian descent, displaced by the war, and hoping these English lessons can help them adjust to their new living situations. Visit languagevirtual.org to find out how you can register, either as a volunteer teacher or as a student in need of these free ELL lessons. You can also donate money to Language Virtual to help them continue teaching students in need and fostering these worldwide connections. Once again, go to languagevirtual.org. And you can see that same URL, the link to the Language Virtual website, down in the description section down below. So that is where we're going to stand at halftime here at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. This round of 32 contest closer than what some might have predicted, thanks to some hard fight from Brookline. St. John's holds the lead regardless, 1-0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm going to go off the mic for a bit, but I will be back for the second half. Stay tuned. All right, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. We're in the middle of halftime here in this MIAA Division I Boys Soccer State Tournament Round of 32 contest between Brookline and St. John's. Got a little over 4 minutes before we get back in this contest for the second half. And we got some really nice comments in the live chat from both Luke Elkins and Chase Rubin saying, "We love Jesse." Thank you so much. You guys have really been just too sweet to me all season long. I've absolutely loved covering Brookline soccer, boys and girls. It's been a fun time for me, and I'm glad, that not only am I getting to do something I love, but I'm also getting to do something that you guys are happy that I'm doing. Just the best of both worlds for me. Also nice to see some shout-outs for Language Virtual in the chat as well. Language Virtual, really a great cause. I saw, an article about them posted on Brookline Townwide back over the summer, and it just sounded like such a great cause to me. I wanted to, so I just reached out to them, and they were like, "Heck yeah!" I mean, doing these charity spotlights, it costs me nothing to do. All I got to do is, write up a script and talk about it. So it's easy for me to do. And if it influences just one person to either join the cause or donate, then that's awesome in my book. So yes, a W to Language Virtual, no doubt. So this, I've got to say, has turned into a really interesting contest. Like I've said before, this doesn't look like the 2 seed against the 31 seed. It's been a really impressive fight by the Warriors. Credit still to the Pioneers. I like to give credit to all teams that I see, whether it's, the team that hired me or not. These are high school kids. I like to give them credit and be generally optimistic. So credit to the Pioneers. They do have the lead at 1-0, and they've come very close to breaking it open. But some great defensive hustle by Brookline, particularly by the keeper, Jackson McGee, who has made some stellar saves tonight. I mean, these are the kinds of games where you really see what your keeper is made of. The ones where you're facing a team that on paper should beat you. That's the games where the goalie's going to face a lot of pressure, and you see how he responds to the pressure. And hats have to be off for the way that Jackson McGee has stood up to that pressure here at the midway point. I mean, even the one goal that was let in, was let in because the save that McGee made, which was another spectacular save, just bounced the wrong way and gave Yorgo Caramello a good chance at the putback score. And I'm not taking anything away from Caramello because, he hustled. He got that putback score in. Can't take anything away from that. But credit's got to be given to Brookline, particularly some of the offensive pressure they've been able to keep up. With efforts particularly led offensively by Julian Gravro, a guy who was a wingback for the state championship team next year. He's been, he's transitioned between positions very, very well. And Felix Kulkarni echoing my exact thoughts. He got unlucky there. Great pen save by Jackson. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, when you see a PK chance, you're expecting, okay, the shot's just going to go in. I mean, what are the odds that the goalie makes a save? And now we've had 2 PK chances in this game, which is already rare enough. One for both teams, which is already rare enough. And both times, the keeper stopped the initial shot. This is a wild game. This is why you got to love the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. Brookline to get the opening possession, but they're going to be playing against the wind this half, and we'll see how that impacts things. Here we go. Booted high in the air by Danny Dokov. Kicked back by Gregory Kovacs, and slipping and falling was Oscar Kulkarni, and Ellery Nisler forced to just tap it out of bounds. Throw in for St. John's, tapped back, dribbling through. A crosser almost reached an open man, but Ethan Ghosh with the clutch header there. Pass back to Matthew Larkin. Shot goes over the bar. Matthew Larkin almost buried that one with a laser, but again, just missed. And now Jackson McGee with the goal kick. High in the air, off the foot of A. Sebastian Cuervo. Went the wrong way, though, and we've got players being tangled up, and now the whistle is blown. Looks like they're actually, are they checking on a St. John's player? Looks like they're going to have to sub off Matt Larkin. You know, just protocols to keep him safe. And it looks like seeing the pitch for the first time for the Pioneers will be number 8, Juan Esteban Hincapi. Free kick coming now for the Pioneers. Pass goes down to the near side to Sobchak. Adrian Sobchak sends it up the line, tapped back and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pioneers. Sobchak throws it in. Scrum for the ball. Several players in there. Sorrow fires out of the mess, and it's caught out of the air by McGee. McGee boots this one away. Knocked upfield by Julian Gravro. Knocked away by, I believe, Connor Lyons. Now Sobchak with the ball. Sobchak kicks it upfield. A little too far. It's knocked away by Cuervo. Back to Ethan Ghosh. Ghosh's pass intercepted. And pass to the middle from Matt Morin. Miscommunicated. And Dokov's going to chase that down. Pass it back to McGee. McGee pops it in the air. And Cuervo takes it, manages to pass it upfield. Pass from Horowitz going up for Gravro. Gravro trying for it, and the foul call. A free kick chance for Brookline off the foul against Greg Kovacs. So this free kick will come from just inside the 20-yard line, as we see Dokov and Kobayashi. Okay, now Kobayashi moves off, so it's just Dokov. Again, the wind could play a real factor here. Dokov lifts it into the box. Punched out by Benestad. James Benestad with another big play out of the net. Nisler with the ball, lost it, stolen away by the Pioneers. Pass to the middle, pass back to the far side. I believe this is Liam Hennigan. His kick is walled off and knocked out of bounds. Got to give credit to both keepers, really. We are seeing some high-level goalkeeping in this contest today. Kobayashi with the ball. Pass up the far side finds Kulkarni. Kulkarni dribbling with it. Now trying to send a leader through, walled off. Booted upfield. Hennigan racing for it. Runs out of room, and McGee slides in and takes it. McGee boots it. Knocked down by Kobayashi, but stolen away. Passed up to Sorrow, now back to Sobchak. Sobchak now up to Sorrow. Taps it along. And that was Hincapie trying to send a pass across to Caramello, but knocked away. Caramello now takes the ball and loses it out of bounds. And out of the scrum, knocked loose, taken by Brookline, pass through the middle, finds a target. I believe that's Cuervo. Cuervo lost track of it, though, and it's stolen back by the Pioneers. Pass goes through, threads the needle, slide tackle, and that's a foul against Kulkarni. St. John's lining up for the free kick from about the 36. It's passed across to Owen Enos. Tries to send a pass, broken up by Kulkarni. Now kicked upfield. Enos sends a pass out to Sobchak, up to Sorrow. Sorrow turning around, looking, lifts it down the far side, looking for Connor Lyons, but no doing, it's out of bounds. And it looks like, okay, for a second I thought my Wi-Fi connection was getting spotty, but it looks like it's corrected itself. That's always good. This one is out of bounds, and we got a sub checking back in for St. John's. Number 12, Matt Larkin, replacing Juan Esteban Hincapie. Throw in. This one is booted high in the air. Off ahead, chance, cleared out, shot, deflected. Oh, they managed to get it in. What a crazy play. The final score, I think that was Matt Larkin who finally kicked it in. How do I even sum up the craziness of that play? Once again, a scrappy defensive effort by Brookline. Not enough. Goal scored by number 12, Matt Larkin. I'm not even going to try and guess on the assist there. And St. John's now takes the 2-goal lead.
Pioneer goal scored by number 12, Matthew Larkin, in the 7th minute of the second half.
This one kicked back, gets away from a couple Brookline players, and now Ghosh has to clear it away. It's taken now by Kulkarni. Pass across to Cuervo. Now back to Nisler. Nisler, pass ahead. Now this pass intercepted by Larkin. Dokov takes it away, and now it's taken back, and now the foul call against Matthew Morin. Free kick now coming for Brookline. Nico Sever-Walter launches this one. Off the foot of Gravro, a chance! Shot saved by Benestad, are you kidding me? Out of bounds, Horowitz coming with a quick throw in. Off the head of Gravro, Kobayashi taps it, oh, it goes wide! Two huge chances for the Warriors, just missed. James Benestad continues to be a wall for the Pioneers, but the Warriors continue to fight. Goal kick goes into Sorrow, pass back to Sobchak. Sobchak's pass draws a foul on Gravro. Looks like Sobchak will be taking the free kick as the official seems to be giving a bit of a warning to Gravro. Sobchak launches this one over the head of Nisler, headed away by Sever Walter. Caramello chasing after it, and Sever Walter just has to kick it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Pioneers. Looks like they're bringing in Kovacs for the throw, and we saw them do this before. I'm guessing Kovacs has one of the stronger arms on the team, as they're planning on throwing this one into the box. Here it comes, and it's headed out of bounds off of a Brookline defender. That's going to be a corner kick for the Pioneers. And a quick kick in. Larkin dribbling, sending a pass through, misses, but recovered kick through the uprights, but wrong football. Quick goal kick in to Kulkarni, deflected out of bounds off St. John's, stays with Brookline. Or is it a free? It's a free kick, actually. Nisler launches this kick. Horowitz downs it. It's kicked away. Caramello. Pass up to Hennigan. Hennigan turning, dribbling. Pass. Knocked out of bounds. Looks like they're giving it back to Kovacs for another throw-in into the box. In it comes. And that one is kicked in. Larkin once again. With 29 minutes and 21 seconds on the clock here in the second half. Matthew Larkin scores his second goal of the game. Not sure if anyone touched it besides Kovacs. If not, then Kovacs gets the assist there. The officials now conferring. Brookline coach may be looking for an offsides call there, not sure. But either way, it is now a 3-0 lead for the Pioneers.
Pioneer goal scored by number 12, Matt Larkin. Assisted by number 11, Ben Sorrow in the 51st minute.
So the assist actually goes to number 11, Ben Sorrow, who I guess it went off his head, deflected into open space, and then it was kicked in by Larkin. Scrumming for the ball, and again, St. John's off to the races. Hennigan dribbling, gaining the edge, sending in a crosser. Headed down, but headed down wide. That was almost the hat trick for Larkin. McGee quickly sends in the goal kick. Kulkarni cannot spin. He's tripped up, and they call the foul. Oh, no, that wasn't Kulkarni. That was Dokov. Excuse me. Dokov still down on the turf. Back up, and now the free kick coming from Nisler. Nisler kicking against the wind. Bouncing along, booted away. Off the head of Sever Walter. And a hard hit from Hennigan, and that's going to be a foul against St. John's. Free kick. Deflected away by the Pioneers. Cuervo trying to scrum for it, manages to get a pass out to Kulkarni. Kulkarni sends a pass back to Nisler. Nisler sends the pass up, tap to the outside. Kulkarni walled off, and it's kept in bounds as it's taken away, I think, by Lyons. Now off the head of Gauche. Cuervo passes across to Dokov. Dokov up to Lawrence. Stolen away by Enos as Lawrence and Enos get tangled up. And that's going to be a foul against Lawrence. Pass goes out to Larkin. Larkin, pass back with Kovacs back to Larkin. Larkin manages to tap it up to Sorrow. Or no, Morin. And Morin takes it off the ricochet. Morin launches a shot, and it's going to be scooped up by McGee. McGee punts this one. Deflected by Gravro. Gravro deflects it to himself, and he draws the foul as Sobchak grabbed hold of him. Quick pass to Lawrence. Now over to Boschel. Boschel taps it for Kulkarni. Stolen away from Kulkarni and booted away out of bounds. Subs coming in on both sides for Brookline, number 5, Oliver Stern. For St. John's, number 8, Juan Esteban Hincapie. Stern replacing Taj Horowitz. Hincapie replacing Ben Sorrow. Throw in. Taken by Gravro. Gravro looking for some room. Pass goes back to Gauche. Gauche lifts it. Headed away. Now taken by, I believe, by Hincapie. Hincapie gets tangled up, ball gets lost out of bounds, and it is St. John's ball. Throw in. Scrum for the ball along the far side, and I think it's going to be out of bounds, Pioneer ball. 24 minutes and about 15 seconds left in this round of 32 contest. St. John's Pioneers holding a 3-0 lead over the Brookline Warriors. Throw in. Deflecting again, and this time it goes over the bar. Those throw-ins into the box have been absolutely deadly for St. John's. McGee lifts this one high. Headed up by Boschel, taken by Stern. Stern's kick deflects, collected by Gravro. Gravro dribbling. Gravro trying to take off. Gravro sends a kick, walled off by Sobchak. Wait, have we got a whistle? Oh my gosh, I think this is going to be another penalty kick for Brookline. They called a penalty against St. John's in the box. Julian Gravreau lining up for another PK. Benestad stopped him last time. Kick, this one's in! Julian Gravreau, redemption as he scores on the penalty kick with 22 minutes and 55 seconds left in this contest.
Brookline goal scored by number 12, Julian Gravreau, in the 57th minute.
Pass goes back, and we get back in the action. Caramello dribbling up the near side, lost it out of bounds. Brookline not running out of fight as they rush the throw in. Cuervo with the ball, pass across, Bochelle fighting for it. Morin comes out with it. Cuervo, handball. Still about 22 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. Score now 3-1 St. John's. Larkin passes for Sobchak. Up the line to Hennigan. Hennigan rushing down the near side, walled off, stolen away by the Brookline defense. Kick up the line, staying in bounds, deflected away by Kovacs and taken by Larkin. Larkin lifts it off the head of Lawrence. Hincapie keeping it in, and now kicked up the line, taken by Nisler. Pass up to Dokov, now up to Stern. Stern dribbling, retreating, sending it all the way back to McGee, who boots it high in the air. Off the head of Enos. And they're going to call that foul on Cuervo as he basically put his leg on Morin's shoulder there. Both of them going for the ball, choosing very different methods. And that was actually a little funny. So now free kick coming for the Pioneers from about the 37-yard line. Morin takes the kick, lifts it into the box, over everybody, out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick. Long kick from McGee, headed down. Bochelle kicks it to Gravreau. Gravreau fighting through some defenders, trying to get upfield, but got outnumbered. Enos kicks it away. Now again, the ball poked loose. Brookline takes it back. Cuervo to Dokov, misses the pass to Kulkarni, taken by Enos. Pass up to Hennigan on the near side. Hennigan dribbling, knocked away. Ghosh takes it, pass for Stern. Stern kicks it upfield. Gravreau walled off by Kovacs. Kovacs now sends the pass across to Enos. Enos upfield, downed by Hincapie. Cross to Enos. Upfield to Morin. Morin dribbling. Passes to Hennigan. Hennigan leading for Morin. Morin fights out the defender, sends in a crosser. Shot is in! That one might be the dagger. Brookline obviously not giving up, but tough after that score by number 8, Juan Esteban Hincapie, assisted by number 10, Matthew Morin.
Pioneer goal scored by number 8, Juan Esteban Hincapie, assisted by number 10, Matt Morin, in the 61st minute.
4-1, now the St. John's lead. Dokov boots it upfield. Deflected into the air by Lawrence. Lawrence gets leveled by Bergquist, and the ball is taken away by the Pioneers, sent up the far side. Caramello lifts along one off the head of Gauche, but right to Hennigan. Swooping in now and taking it was Cuervo. Now dribbling with it, Sobchak. Sobchak walled off, but he takes it off the deflection. Sobchak fires a shot, deflected in the air by Sefer Walter. Caramello fighting for it, and it's corralled by Gauche. Clearing kick taken by Hennigan now, and passed out to Larkin. Larkin pass back to Sobchak, now back to Larkin, up to Caramello. Caramello kick into the box, over everyone's head and out of bounds. Just over 18 minutes left in this contest as McGee launches the goal kick. A foul called against St. John's after that play. Free kick for Brookline. Dokov lining up to take the free kick from about the 45. Lifts it. Gravro takes it. No room to dribble, and it's stolen away. Pass to Larkin. Larkin kicks it towards the middle, off the head of Dokov. Kulkarni swoops in and takes it. Kulkarni dribbling, walled off on the far side. Too physical there, and then the foul is called against Kulkarni. Free kick is launched against midfield, off the head of Nisler, downed by Cuervo. Cuervo's pass deflected, but Gauche does take it, sends it up for Stern. Stern's pass intercepted. And now Larkin off to the races up the near side, sends in a crosser, finds his target. Defense swoops in, tries to take it. Caramello gets a pass away. It's recovered. Turning around and dribbling. Spins, but boxed out and finally booted away by the Brookline defense. Pass to the near side now gets to Sobchak, up to Larkin. Larkin passes it back to Enos. Swung across, lifted into the box, bouncing along, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for Brookline. 16 minutes left in this contest. St. John's leads 4-1. McGee kicks this one. Taken by Dokov. Dokov trying to get some room. And he's tripped up and draws the foul against, I want to say, Morin. Sever Walter lining up for the free kick. This one sails in, off ahead, into the box, scooped up by Benestad. Rolled into Sobchak. Sobchak up the line to Hennigan. Hennigan fights through his defender, but it's taken out of bounds off the slide from Sever Walter. Throw in back to Sobchak. Pass up to Morin, walled off by Dokov. And we've got a whistle. And that's going to be a foul against Brookline. Free kick coming up for the Pioneers. Simply tapped in for Sobchak. Sobchak kicks it in the box, and it misses everybody. McGee launches the goal kick off ahead and taken by St. John's. Pass to Hennigan. Hennigan draws a foul as Ghosh grabbed the jersey. Was that inside the box? And it looks like this is going to be another PK chance for the Pioneers. It looks like they've got Larkin lining up to take this PK, trying to complete the hat trick. Shot is in. Matthew Larkin has the hat trick. And St. John's has a 5-1 lead.
Pioneer goal scored by number 12, Matt Larkin, in the 67th minute.
13 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock here in the second half. Gravro dribbling with it, pass, finds Kulkarni, now over to Cuervo. Cuervo cut off and knocked out of bounds. Pass was intended for a new incoming substitution, number 18, Sam King. Cuervo throws it into Gravro, pass back. Kulkarni manages to take it, but that pass might be too far, and it is. Throw in. Kicked away, and that's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with St. John's. Scrum for the ball. Brookline comes away with it. Pass goes to the middle for Dokov. Dokov lifts a long leading kick. It's booted up in the air and booted away. Chased down, and another penalty against Brookline. As I believe it was Dokov who got tangled up with the ball handler there, whose number I didn't quite see. Free kick coming from about the 19-yard line. Send in a low kick. Now they send it into the box. Deflects down. Hennigan kicks it, deflected away, and kicked out of the box. Pass out to the near side for Sobchak. Sobchak dribbling. Cannot fight through the defenders, and it's cleared. Horowitz kicks it upfield, taken back by the Pioneers. Pass back out to Sobchak. Sobchak kicks in a crosser off the foot and out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick. We got a sub coming in for St. John's, number 22, Tyler Gladue, as he replaces number 2, Connor Lyons. And it looks like we've got a timeout called with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left here in this game. And it looks like they're going to set the clock back to 11 minutes and 32 seconds. And it appears that Zach Weissman has just recently rejoined us and found a much different score than when he left. And indeed, St. John's has been looking a lot more like the second seed of the tournament here in the second half, exploding for 4 goals in this frame, 3 of them by Matthew Larkin, 1 by Juan Esteban Hincapie. Brookline's lone goal coming on the PK from Julian Gravreau. And it looks like out of the timeout, Brookline making some substitutions, including in net, as for the first time we see number 1, Liam Sheldon. And I can understand at this point, Brookline wants to give some playing time to their seniors, as it is looking very much like this is going to be the last game of their high school careers. As among the other subs, we see number 6, Marco Chernychev, as Sheldon boots this one upfield. Knocked down, taken by Cuervo, who I think might be the only non-senior out there. Pass from Nissler, and it's knocked out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Kulkarni throws it in off the head of Horowitz, and that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in from Gladue. Taken by Caramello. Caramello dribbling down the far side. Sends it into the box, and it's scooped up by Sheldon. Sheldon punts it across midfield, taken by Gravreau. Gravreau turning around, finally gets a pass off, intercepted by Enos. Pass to the far side. Pass further upfield, cut off by Nissler. Recovered, but now stolen back by Caramello. Pass to Larkin, sent back to Enos, now to Sobchak on the near side. Up the line to Hennigan. Hennigan dribbling. Pass deflected away. Hennigan now sends a pass out to the far side. Kick is launched, caught by Sheldon. Punted. And knocked out of bounds, Brookline ball, as Horowitz throws it in quickly to Gravreau. Gravreau trying to lead now for Horowitz. Horowitz had a step, gets tripped up. No call. Benestad rifles it in to Sobchak. Kicked up to Hennigan. Knocked away by Cuervo. Up the field to Kobayashi, now over to Chernychev. And Chernychev gets taken out. And that's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Sever Walter setting up for the free kick. Launches this one off ahead And it's going to be taken by Benestad. Less than 9 minutes left in this contest. Benestad throwing it almost all the way to the midfield. Knocked loose by Cuervo, but taken back by Hennigan. Now booted upfield, race to the ball. And it looks like Gauche is just going to let this one roll out of bounds. Throw in, Cuervo trying for some trickery there. Oh, they called the foul against the Pioneers. Pass goes to Chernychev, now back to Nisler. Nisler's pass intercepted but lost balance. Now taken by Nisler. Pass. Stolen back. Shot saved by Sheldon. Sheldon rifles it into Cuervo. Cuervo boots it upfield, downed and taken back by the Pioneers. Popped in the air, taken by Hennigan down the near side. Hennigan dribbles, passes back, sent over to Sobchak, sent across to Larkin. Larkin all the way down the far side. Launched in over the bar. Shot from Gladue comes in too high. 7 minutes left. Sheldon boots this high in the air. Booted away now by Enos. Hincapie chasing after it, but it's taken by Kulkarni, now knocked away again by Hincapie. Pass broken up by Nisler. Pass goes back to Hincapie. Hincapie sends a pass to an open Hennigan. Hennigan dribbling, shot, knocked away by Gauche. Recovered, shot. That one went in. Wait. The long distance shot goes in. That one kicked in. I'm trying to see the jersey number. It looks like Matt Larkin for the 4th time. 6-1 with 5:49 left on the clock. Gravro dribbling. Stolen away. Passed up to Caramello. Caramello kicks it. Taken by Sheldon. Sheldon punts it. Collected by King. King dribbling. Passes across to Chernychev. Up to Gravro. Gravro trying to send it along, deflected, but Gravro recovers. Gravro launches a shot, and it's just wide. Five minutes left, and we are now, or we should be in stoppage time. Maybe they don't freeze it at 5 with this margin. Pass goes up to Caramello. Now his pass taken away by Gauche. Stolen away from Gauche. Larkin sends a pass up to number 21. Scrumming for the ball. It's knocked away by Kobayashi. Gets it up to Cuervo. Cuervo, long kick, race to the ball. Horowitz tried to head it up, but it's snagged by Benestad. Rifles it up to Gladue, who lost it out of bounds, taken back by Brookline. Throw in, Gravro trying to force it through, but it's knocked away. Downed and booted up to Caramello. Caramello down the near side. as Sever Walter forced to kick it out of bounds, and that will be a corner kick for the Pioneers. We've got about 3.5 minutes to go on the clock. Subbing out to applause from the St. John's crowd is number 7, Yorgo Caramello, as the corner misses. Goal kick coming for Sheldon. Sheldon launches it. Headed down by Enos, pass to the outside. Now it goes up to number 21, William Baltus. Long shot is saved by Sheldon. Sheldon's punt deflects and taken by St. John's. Pass to Larkin, up the line to number 15, Francis Devaney. Devaney cut off by Gauche, and Gauche could not keep it in bounds. It'll be St. John's ball. Clock now frozen at 2:26. We are officially in stoppage time in this game, as checking in for St. John's, number 14, Daniel Lau. He replaces number 12, Matthew Larkin, who comes off to raucous applause from the Pioneer crowd. Kovacs lining up to throw this one in. Went for the flip throw in. It's knocked away. Scrum for the ball. And the foul is called on Gladue as he tripped up Horowitz. Long free kick off the head of Gravro. Another foul is called. And this will be another free kick for Brookline. The free kick misses wide. Benestad lining up for the goal kick. Only the officials know when this game is over. Nisler knocks it down. Chernychev passes it up to King. King's pass walled off. Pass goes to the near side. Now pass goes up to Sobchak. Slide tackle by Gauche. They got Kovacs, and again he goes for the somersault throw-in, to the joy of the crowd, as Horowitz takes it off the deflection, dribbling up, kicked away by Gladue. Off a head, off another head. Lau takes it, knocked away by King. Passed back now to Enos, back to Gladue, up the far side. Pass up to Baltus, knocked away by Kobayashi. Enos passes to the outside. Dribbling with it, pass back to Morin. Morin winds up and fires. Sends that one through the uprights. Sheldon lines up for the goal kick. Goes up to Gravro. Gravro tripped up, no call, and it's taken by the Pioneers. Pass over to Lau. Lau dribbling. Passes it over to Devaney. Devaney dribbling. Pass now to Sobchak. Sobchak getting through a couple defenders. Sobchak's kick is stopped by Sever Walter and cleared out. Chernychev trying to dribble with it. Cut off by Devaney, and it's lost out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. And there is the triple whistle. And St. John's punches their ticket to the round of 16.
Tonight's final score, St. John's 6, Brookline 1.
The St. John's Pioneers
Wednesday at 6 p.m. as the Pioneers
defeat the Brookline Warriors by a final score of 6-1. Credit to St. John's. They adjusted their game well in the second half and exploded for 5 goals in the second frame, showing why they're the second seed in this tournament and a well-earned trip to the round of 16. But also, hats off to Brookline, a valiant effort. They kept it close throughout the second half to the point that, you know, if a few things bounced differently, it could have been a different team in the lead at halftime. You know, they fought really hard for a 31st seed going up against a second seed. And, you know, just getting here. You know, this team was on the outside looking in the last game of the season and was trailing Newton North 2-0. They had to fight and come back to get into the playoffs at all. They earned the win in the preliminary round over Medford 3-0. They showed these Brookline fans some fight from start to finish. Yes, this has been a tough year. And frankly, with the number of talented guys they graduated off of that state championship roster, it was bound to be a tough year. But they fought through that tough year, and I feel like they can hold their heads up high after this one. So in these last moments, gonna give one last shout out to the Brookline Varsity Boys Soccer Senior Class of 2023. In order of jersey number, number 1, Liam Sheldon. Number 3, Ethan Ghosh. Number 6, Marco Chernychev. Number 8, Ellery Nisler. Number 10, co-captain Toshiki Kobayashi. Number 12, co-captain Julian Gravro. Number 14, Taj Horowitz. Number 16, co-captain Max Luby. Number 18, Sam King. Number 19, co-captain Oscar Kulkarni. Number 25, Zaid Al-Fakuri. Number 26, Nico Sever Walter. And number 28, Roham Paslar. Here's to you, the senior class of 2023. This year was tough, but you guys never quit. Hold on to that, just as much as you can hold on to that state title from your junior seasons. Final score, St. John's 6, Brookline 1. For St. John's, 4 goals from Matthew Larkin, 1 from Yorgo Caramello, and 1 from Juan Esteban Hincapie. For Brookline, the lone goal in the last game of a storied high school soccer career comes from the senior co-captain, number 12, Julian Gravro. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This isn't the end of the fall season for Brookline Warriors Athletics. The girls' soccer team will be playing on Wednesday in the round of 16 against King Philip. Be sure to tune in for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. If you got anything more you'd like to say after the live stream is done, say it you can say it in the comment section down below. Thank you all for all the kind words and all the hyped following of the game throughout this live stream in the live chat. I see a couple of last thank yous from Felix Kulkarni and from Toby Prabhu. My pleasure doing this. I'm happy I got to do it. And Kailas Chiato, I think you've summed it up perfectly. Come back stronger, Brookline. You know, for the seniors, you go out as one-time state champs from your junior season, and you go out as a group that fought, even when it wasn't pretty, even when your record wasn't pretty, even if the game wasn't always pretty, you fought. You earned the right to be in this tournament, and you earned the right to stand on the same field as the number 2 seed in the tournament. And for the young guys, come back stronger next year and continue to build off of what you did this year. Like I said, if you got any words after the stream ends, you can say it in the comment section down below. Also, go down below to the description section where you can see the link for Language Virtual. If you are a high school student who knows multiple languages, you can volunteer as a English language teacher. If you or someone you know is a student in need of English language lessons, you can sign up as a student. Or if you just want to donate to the cause, all things you can do at their website, languagevirtual.org. Check out the bottom right corner of your screen, the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sportscasting services I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com, if you want to contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And directly below that, the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88. Follow me on Instagram for highlights from previous live streams. For example, the PK goal from Julian Gravro will probably be going up in the next day or two. So be sure to look out for that. Follow me on Instagram. But that is going to do it. For the last time, thank you to the 2022 Brookline High School varsity boys soccer team. Thank you for the opportunity to come out and cover this team. Thank you to the fans for all your support of me and all your support of the fine young men out on the field. And to those fine young men, as I said before, hold your heads up with pride. You know, the season may not have been what you wanted it to be, but you made it everything you could. From Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, final score, St. John's 6, Brookline 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.